I'm Sarah Healy. I'm 17 years old.
Have you ever been bullied or bullied someone?
Yeah, I was bullied in 7th grade or 6th grade. So it was at lunchtime. I sat down at this table that nobody was at, and then all these girls that I knew came and sat at the table with me, and then the table got full. And then 15 minutes go by, and then this one girl comes up and she wants to sit at the table with us, but there's no room. So everyone decides, they say, okay, Sarah, get up and go move to a different table. And I asked why, why me? I was the first person who sat at the table. If you guys want to eat with me, go sit somewhere else because I was here first. And then everybody at the table pushed me off the bench and then threw my lunch on the floor. And then just laughed at me, and they thought it was really funny. So I just went and sat at the table by myself. It was kind of just a huge thing. They would call me every weekend and say mean stuff. This one girl was throwing a party, and my friend texted me that I was invited, and then she texted me again and said that she texted the wrong number, and I wasn't invited. And they called me every weekend just to mess with me. It just made me feel, yeah, kind of. I just didn't know why people thought that I was physically and mentally.
I'm Willie Mitchell. I'm 17 years old.
Okay. So you've been bullied before. Have you been bullied before?
Yes, I have.
How was this situation? What kind of went down?
Well, we were at the park, I'll say, and tried to give the guy what he wanted, so he punched me right here, and I didn't really do anything back. I was really sad. I told him, some friends, they just kind of protected me and made sure I was okay and stuff like that.
Is this something that's happened throughout maybe your school career, or is it recent? How long has it been happening?
With this person, it was kind of recent, but I've been bullied pretty much my whole life, pretty much.
So, what kind of impact do you think that had on maybe how you feel about yourself in relation to other people?
I mean, it made me feel pretty bad. I mean, I kind of, maybe I'm not gonna lie, it made me cry a little bit. It made me sad.
If you could go back, or maybe even if it's current, then if you go back to how it was when you were younger, what kind of advice would you give yourself? What kind of advice would you give someone who's maybe in a similar situation?
Just don't listen to what they're saying. Always because there's someone that's going through the same thing you're going through, so just talk to them and see what they think.
What's your name and how old are you?
My name is Paige. I'm 14.
Hi, Paige. Have you ever been bullied by someone?
Yes.
Okay, so when and what was the situation?
I've been bullied a lot this year because I'm partially deaf, and a lot of people bully me about that.
How does it make you feel? Does it maybe make you feel, are you pretty secure about it, or does it make you feel less than people around you?
I'm pretty secure about it. I'm okay with it, so I don't really think it matters what other people think.
Has it been an ongoing thing throughout high school?
Not really. I think once people figured out that I don't care what they say about it, they kind of stopped.
Okay. What advice would you give to someone that is maybe dealing with the same type of situation as you?
Really just make sure that they know that it isn't affecting you.
Yeah, middle school was tough for me. Being the odd kid out, and I was shoving the lockers. I was kind of put in a chokehold twice. I mean, maybe it was for fun, but at the same time, I think it's funny. Seek help, talk, stay open, try to be curious of your surroundings.
Where do you feel it happens?
Well, bullying in the high school quite often will take place through social media. I know in lower grades in elementary school, you'll have more bullying, like physical bullying. But here at TO, if there is any kind of, that type of interaction, bullying or harassment, most of it will happen through social media.
What do you do to prevent bullying?
Well, the first thing we do is we if we get wind that something's going on, we address the situation immediately. We call in the kids, we call in witnesses, we get as much information as we can. We talk to parents, we talk to the students, we'll talk to staff, we get as much information and try to come up with a resolution and an understanding that what is happening is not appropriate and how it affects people not only today but in the future as well.
What can a student do when they are being bullied?
Well, the first thing they need to do is they need to stand up for themselves and report it. I know in high school, snitches and we don't tell, whatever, but if something's going on that's really affecting you, it needs to be reported. Because as adults, we have experience in dealing with these types of situations, and we don't want kids to feel that coming to school is not a safe place, and that in this type of interaction with other students, we don't want it to hinder their education at all. So the first thing they need to do is report it and let school officials address it and deal with it.
Were you ever bullied as a kid?
Some people might, well, first off, when I was a kid, we had no social media. The bullying that we would have or harassment we would have would be, oh, you weren't, picked to play in a game, or people would pick you last, or something like that. Or when you were playing tag, you were always the one that was going to be it, something like that. I was never really bullied. I think part of it was always being bigger than most kids. I never had that issue, but I know that it's been obviously going on in society for many, many years.
You speak about being bigger than other kids. Were you ever the bully?
Some people would say because I'm 6'10" that I would bully kids, and my voice as I've gotten older can be very loud, and sometimes people take that as bullying. I've always respected people, and I always expected respect in return, and so I was never a bully. And although I did see it, I remember one time when I was in middle school. My very first day of middle school, there was a group of kids. They were the 8th graders, and I was a 6th grader. And I remember these kids, big, 8th grade kids, would go around, and they all had sunglasses on. And this was a long time ago, back in the 1980s. And they were dressed way different than I was used to seeing. And the kids would go around and, make the threat of, we're going to put you in trash cans, and we're going to do all the stuff that happened in middle school. I remember watching those kids go around to other kids and try to intimidate kids. And I remember they were addressed very early in the year, and it ended up stopping. And again, that goes back to being proactive and talking about it and getting adults involved. Because if adults don't get involved, those situations usually will get worse.
What do you have to say to kids who are being bullied?
Stand up for yourself. We're all human beings, and we all deserve to be treated appropriately. None of us should be bullied. None of us should be harassed. And so stand up for yourself. Report it, whether it's to your parents, to a school administration, to school officials. Tell a friend. Right? It's quite often people don't tell anybody and they just take it. Tell a friend. Let your friend, go with you to the office if you feel scared or intimidated. Let people know. The more people know, the better off it is. Some people think the worse off it is, but the better off it is, because if you get more people involved, the less likely it is to happen in the future.